Well, I started in 1975. I still know my in-doc date, of course, everybody does. 22 September 1975 was my in-doc date. And so I was in the service for 6 years. The first hitch, got out, went back to school. And then about that time, Desert Storm started. So I ended up back in the military. I went from 1990 till I retired in 2014. So I did a total of 32 years. I was actually over in Louisiana, and a friend of mine that I know who was in the Air Force like you guys had been through sort of the same kind of thing, and he told me, he said, "Greg, you're just leaving money out on the table that you're entitled to." He said, "You should be having somebody do it." And he says, "Try these guys." At that time, y'all were VetCom and Penn, and so it went from VetCom and Penn to Trajectory, which I stayed with you guys the whole time because finally something started happening. Oh, it was good. It was real good. I mean, they always called me back. They always called and made sure everything was okay. That when I got notices that I was to go to do something, I would call them. Everything ended up working out the way it should have. Real happy because, they did pay me some back pay. Perfect timing for me because it was at a time when I was in a rough spot. So it made a really big difference in, keeping me going on down the path. I've already done that because a friend of mine who's just like me, I don't know what he's done, but I did give him the trajectory number because he has never put his paperwork in, and he was a sergeant major. Okay, so he was a sergeant. He was my first sergeant, and I knew him when he was a first sergeant. And he was my sergeant major. If you don't know anybody, call these guys. I said so, and I would hope that my buddies call you guys and do the same thing that I did, because if they're not calling you, they're making a mistake.